Hi, welcome back to EducateTube.com. My name is Sipsky, your host. Today I'll be talking about why you would need to use flash for certain photography. Now I know it's obvious that you need to use flash at night, but for a while I was very biased towards using flash. I just don't like the harsh light that flash gives when you take a picture at night. However, that was my bias until I acquired this flash. It was passed down to me. And I think this flash is quite old. I don't know if you can buy it anymore. But then I was able to use it. And the thing about this special flash is that it actually uses the PC sync port on the Sony a7R III. And of course, I happen to have one. And it worked perfectly. Now, I have never used a flash of this caliber. It's amazing because it's able to take photo like with flash every 2 seconds. And within that 2 seconds, I can take 2 simultaneous pictures when I'm doing continuous shooting. And it's amazing. Let me just show you quickly before I talk about it. Watch this. You see that? It just works. It just works. I don't know how to explain that. And the light quality, what comes out of it, doesn't give you as hard light and shadow and hard light as a lot of flashes that I'm used to. This one actually gives you a very nice diffuse light. I mean, there's a bit of shadow, like that's normal, right? When you have light flashing, but the way it gives out that quality of light isn't bad at all. You can have a look at the end of this video, have a look at the photo. Now let me talk about the flash itself because I was really biased towards it. That's why I bought like camera that is big sensor, like a full frame sensor camera like the Sony a7R III, thinking that hopefully I don't need to use flash at all. But that's not always true. In certain cases, you have to use flash. Imagine a scenario where it's quite dark, where there's maybe one source of light, and then you increase your ISO to maybe 12,800, and then you have to, you don't have the best lens. You don't have the best type of lens that able to open the aperture to f1.4. Sometimes you only have like f2.8 or even f4, and then you have to, and let's say it was some kind of shot that's quite fast, right? Person moving often, like kids, you cannot use 1/50th of a shutter speed. That is just too slow. When kids running around, you need at least 250. Well, this is where the flash comes in because you can actually set your camera to, I'll show you the picture at the end, and you can see the difference. You can set it to f22, okay, not f1.2 or f2.8, but f22, ISO 100, and shutter speed of 1/250 of a second. That is incredible. That means that you get an image when let's say somebody's not running, maybe walking, and then moving their face like this, or kids running, smiling, how they're always moving. At 1/250th of a second, that's pretty good that you can capture, some of these image while they're moving still. And having it f22 or f8 or f11, higher aperture, meaning that you have a bigger depth of field, right? Because you don't want a shadow depth of field. You want a shadow depth of field that if they move slightly back and forth like this, it's going to be out of focus. Where you have f22, you're pretty much guarantee that as long as they're not moving too fast, back and forth like this, you can get a sharp image. In addition, having an ISO at 100, you're not going to get a lot of noise in the image. So you're going to get a very good quality image coming out. So flash does a good job. And if you worry, and the thing is, if you worry about the image being harsh and light and all that, get a good flash. Some flash actually does a pretty good job. In addition, if it's kind of white palish, you can also use Photoshop, some type of photo imaging software that's able to enhance the color, right? So you can adjust that a bit to get the color that you want. So now I can say, yep, flash is amazing. It's one of the tools that you need for photography, for night shot. All right. So there we go. Hopefully, you invest in a very good flash. Flash can be quite expensive, but now I know why the PC sync port can be very important in the Sony a7R III and the A9. I didn't know that was important at all, because having it there, actually I got curious and I did research, and I happened to stumble upon this flash, and it works perfectly on my camera, and now I'm in love with this flash. All right, hopefully you have the same discovery. Thanks for watching EducateTube.com. Now have a look at the image that shows the flash versus no flash, and you'll be convinced that at some point you'll need flash. Bye.